The Sharma household woke up to a peaceful morning, the golden rays of the sun filtering through the curtains. Rahul, the elder of the two brothers, was already up. He had freshened up and settled at his study table, his books neatly arranged, his pen gliding across the pages as he revised his notes. He believed in making the most of his time, starting his day with discipline and purpose. In stark contrast, his younger brother, Rohan, was still curled up in bed. Their mother had called him several times, her voice growing firmer with each attempt, but Rohan merely groaned and pulled the blanket over his head. For him, mornings were meant for extra sleep, not early starts. The difference between the two brothers was clear. Rahul, focused and responsible, valued time, while Rohan, carefree and laid back, often let it slip away. Rahul sat at his desk, deeply engrossed in his math book, solving problems with determination. His pencil scratched across the pages as he worked through equations. Meanwhile, Rohan lounged on the couch, flipping through his phone. "Relax, Rahul," he said with a smirk. "It's just a test. I'll study later." Their father, hearing the conversation, sighed. "Respect time, boys. It waits for no one," he advised. Rahul nodded, taking the words to heart. Rohan, however, shrugged and continued scrolling. As the test date loomed closer, Rahul felt confident, but Rohan hadn't even opened his book. The night before the exam, panic set in. Rohan's hands trembled as he tried to cram formulas, his mind refusing to absorb them. Morning arrived, and Rohan walked into the exam hall with a sinking feeling. His palms were sweaty, his heart pounded. The question paper lay in front of him, words blurring together. Had he underestimated the challenge? Would he be able to pull through at the last minute? Or was it too late? Suspense filled the air as Rohan picked up his pen. Rahul and Rohan, two classmates, receive invitations for an upcoming school competition. Excited, Rahul immediately fills out the form and submits it. He knows the value of acting on opportunities without delay. Rohan, on the other hand, glances at the invitation and thinks, "I'll do it tomorrow," but tomorrow turns into the next day, and soon the deadline quietly slips by. When he finally decides to register, it's too late. He has lost his chance. Regret seeps in, but instead of learning from his mistake, Rohan continues his habit of procrastination. He watches from the sidelines as Rahul participates, gaining new experiences and confidence. Opportunities, like time, wait for no one. Some doors close forever when ignored. Rohan's missed chance teaches him a silent but powerful lesson. Acting promptly can make all the difference between progress and regret. Morale: don't delay what can be done today. Every opportunity is a step toward growth. Seize it before it's gone. Rahul walked into the exam hall with a calm demeanor. His preparation had been thorough, and he was confident in his knowledge. He glanced at Rohan, who sat hunched over his book, frantically flipping through pages. Sweat beaded on Rohan's forehead as he tried to absorb last-minute concepts, but they only swirled in his mind, refusing to settle. The invigilator handed out the question papers. Rahul scanned through it, a slight smile forming on his lips. Everything was familiar. He picked up his pen and began writing effortlessly. Rohan, however, felt his stomach drop. The questions looked unfamiliar, twisted versions of what he had skimmed through last night. His mind went blank. He squeezed his eyes shut, willing himself to recall something, anything. His hands trembled as he attempted to write, but the words felt meaningless. Minutes turned into hours, and desperation took over. He glanced around. Should he take a chance and copy? His heart pounded, but before he could decide, the invigilator's sharp gaze met his, and he shrank back into his chair. As time ran out, he scribbled whatever he could, hoping luck would favor him. The bell rang, papers were collected. Walking out, Rahul stretched, relieved. Rohan, on the other hand, felt dread settle in. Had he done enough, or would this be the day his worst fears came true? The results would soon reveal the consequences. The exam results are out. Rahul beams with joy. His hard work has paid off. He has scored excellent marks. Meanwhile, Rohan nervously scans his report card. He has barely passed. Their father's face darkens as he turns to Rohan. "This is the result of wasting time," he scolds, his voice laced with disappointment. "Success doesn't come by chance." Rohan shifts uncomfortably, searching for an escape. "I was just unlucky this time," he mutters, unwilling to accept the truth. Rahul, on the other hand, remains humble despite his achievement. He knows that his success isn't a stroke of luck. It's the reward for his consistent effort. As reality sinks in, Rohan is left with a choice: continue making excuses or change his ways. Rahul and Rohan had always been different. Rahul, disciplined and hard-working, saw the scholarship exam as his golden ticket. He crafted a meticulous study plan, determined to seize this opportunity. Rohan, on the other hand, was indifferent. He had wasted chances before, letting distractions win. But something about this exam felt different. Maybe it was seeing Rahul's dedication, or perhaps the realization that his future was at stake. For the first time, he resolved to change. With only a month left, Rohan struggled to keep up. Concepts he had ignored now seemed daunting. Doubt crept in. Was it too late? But he pushed forward, sacrificing late-night distractions for textbooks, prioritizing practice tests over mindless scrolling. Rahul noticed the change, offering guidance instead of judgment. The exam day arrived. Rahul felt confident, while Rohan's heart pounded. As he flipped through the questions, he recognized the effort he had put in. He answered with newfound determination. Results day. Rahul had passed with flying colours, no surprise there. But the real question was Rohan. Hands trembling, he checked his score. A moment of silence. Then relief washed over him. He had done it. For the first time, Rohan proved to himself that he could change. This was not just an exam. It was his redemption. Rohan had always taken his studies lightly, often procrastinating and wasting precious time. But after a series of poor grades, he realized the need for change. Determined to improve, he disciplined himself, creating a study schedule and managing his time wisely. As exam day approached, he stuck to his routine, revising diligently and staying focused. His efforts paid off. When the results were announced, he had scored significantly better than before. His parents beamed with pride, and his best friend, Rahul, cheered him on. More than anyone else, Rohan himself felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had not only improved his grades, but also learned a valuable life lesson. Time never comes back, he thought. Every second counts. From that day forward, Rohan embraced discipline and hard work, knowing that success was built one wise decision at a time.